Today, we're going to talk about a brand new AI agent that's it's pretty groundbreaking. It can solve these super complex problems by doing something that most other AIs just can't. It can actually see the web, not just read the text on it. It's called WebWatcher, and honestly, this could be a huge glimpse into the future of AI. But that brings up a kind of provocative question, right? I mean, think about the AI you use every day. Is it possible that, in a really fundamental way, it's completely blind to the world we see? Okay, let's really dig into this, because to get why WebWatcher is such a game changer, you first have to understand this massive blind spot that even the most powerful AIs have today. So here's the deal. Most AI agents are basically text nerds. They are amazing at processing language, reading articles, understanding code, you name it. But our world, and especially the web, isn't just text. It's overwhelmingly visual. And all that rich info packed into images and charts and diagrams, it's pretty much invisible to them. So think about it like this. When a typical AI agent looks at a web page, all it sees is just a bunch of code, a wall of text. It totally misses the bigger picture, right? It can't see the context from an infographic, or the data in a scientific diagram, or even the simple clues in a photo. It's like they're living in a completely different text-only reality. And look, this isn't some minor quirk. This blindness is the very reason they so often just fail when you give them the kind of complex, multi-step research problems that even we find tricky. It's like they're trying to solve a visual puzzle with their eyes closed. Okay, check out this question. It's pulled right from the research paper. To solve this, an AI has to do a few things. First, it has to see the image and know, hey, that's an Atlantic puffin. Simple for us, not so simple for it. Then it has to go to Wikipedia, dive into the revision history, and actually count specific tags. It's a task that absolutely requires blending sight and research together. And you know what happened when researchers gave this exact task to other super smart AIs? Well, the results showed their fundamental flaws. The agents just couldn't break the problem down into the right steps, and they totally lacked the deep reasoning to connect what they were seeing with what they needed to do. So, how in the world do you solve a problem like this? Simple. You build an AI that can actually see. So, let's meet the hero of our story, WebWatcher. WebWatcher is part of a whole new class of AI called a Vision Language Deep Research Agent. Yeah, it's a mouthful, I know. But the idea is actually pretty straightforward. It's an agent built from scratch to combine sight and language. This is what lets it tackle those incredibly tough research problems that leave everyone else stumped. So how does it pull it off? What's the secret sauce that makes WebWatcher so much smarter? Well, it really boils down to two things: a seriously powerful set of tools and a much, much more clever way of learning how to use them. First off, just look at this toolkit. It's got everything. It can do image searches, text searches, visit web pages, it can run code to analyze data, and it can even use something called OCR to read text directly out of an image. It's basically a super-powered researcher with all the best gear. But having the tools is only half the story. The real magic is how WebWatcher learns to use them. It's this brilliant three-step process. First, it maps out potential plans to solve a problem. Then, it gets what they call a cold start, kind of like studying solved examples in a textbook to see how it's done. And finally, it uses reinforcement learning to just practice on its own, learning from trial and error, getting smarter with every single try, just like we do. All right, so the theory is really impressive. It has the right tools, it's got a smart way to learn, but does it actually work? Can it perform? It's time to put WebWatcher to the test. And we're not talking about just any test. Oh no. WebWatcher went head-to-head with the biggest names in the game, the absolute titans of AI from Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic. And the results? They are seriously stunning. On a brand new, incredibly difficult benchmark called BrowseComp-VL, which was designed specifically for these complex visual research tasks, WebWatcher scored 27%. Now get this, that's more than double its closest competitor, GPT-4o. Double. Okay, next up, LiveVQA. This is a benchmark that tests an AI's ability to answer questions using up-to-the-minute visual info from the real world. And once again, it's a blowout. WebWatcher just dominates with a score of 58.7%, leaving the others way, way behind. Let's just pause on that number for a sec. 58.7%. This isn't just a slightly better score on a test. This is a massive leap in capability. This is the kind of performance jump that separates an interesting little research project from a tool that can genuinely solve complex, real-world problems. And this wasn't a one-off thing, not a fluke. Just look at the results across 4 different incredibly tough benchmarks. The pattern here is, well, it's undeniable. In every single test, WebWatcher consistently and significantly outperforms the very best systems from the biggest names in AI. So, this brings us to the big picture. What does a technology like WebWatcher really mean for the future of research and for AI itself? It's really important to get that this is so much more than just another little upgrade. Giving AI the power of sight isn't just a minor feature add-on. The researchers themselves call it the necessary next leap that's going to fundamentally redefine the very limits of what AI can do. And this quote just captures the whole point perfectly. The paper wraps up by saying that WebWatcher is the foundation for a whole new generation of AI agents. We're talking about agents that can operate with real autonomy and flexibility, using deep reasoning to solve the actual problems we face in the real world. And that leaves us with one last really exciting question. For years, our most powerful AIs have been trying to navigate our world with this kind of blindness. So now that they're finally starting to see, what incredible problems are we going to solve next?